everyone, good to see you again. It's Jack from Cultaholic.com. Even more news today. It's been a news heavy day, but don't worry because we're keeping on top of all of that for you. Right, so we've got quite a lot to talk about. Let's just take a look at those headlines. First of all, 2K have just announced a new WWE video game. Next up, a former WWE and WCW veteran has teased one more match against a very big opponent. And finally, Cody Rhodes has revealed which huge WWE match he was originally booked to win before plans changed. So yes, 2K, hot off the heels of announcing that there would be no new installment in the main WWE 2K series after the very badly received 2K20, and then of course all of the ongoing global circumstances right now slowing production across the board in industries across the globe, they've now announced a new WWE game. Not a main 2K, not 2K21, but a slightly different thing. Let's take a look at the press release. The piece is called WWE 2K Battlegrounds to lead the charge into the future of 2K's WWE game experiences. 2K say, we are thrilled to introduce you to WWE 2K Battlegrounds, a completely new WWE gaming experience that will feature more arcade-style action and over-the-top superstar designs, environments, and more. They say we're focusing on social pick-up-and-play fun, but with plenty of depth for those who want to get way into it. So just about to watch a few seconds of the trailer now, which you can find if you type WWE 2K Battlegrounds teaser trailer into YouTube. Here we go, it's The Rock. Those are some stylized character designs. He's just thrown John Cena into the mouth of a crocodile. He's just thrown Cena into the mouth of a crocodile, and now Becky Lynch is on fire. Literally on fire, she's on flames, and yep, this looks like something different. They go on to say, whether you're a casual gamer just learning the ropes or a passionate fan ready for all the action, WWE 2K Battlegrounds provides another way to enjoy WWE video game action. The game is being developed by Saber Interactive, the studio behind NBA Playgrounds, who've been hard at work on 2K Battlegrounds and are excited to let you know, smell what they're cooking. 2K. But that's not all they've talked about in this piece. They've also talked about the response to 2K20 and their response to that response. If you somehow have like missed all this, 2K20 was panned across the board. It was a very buggy game. There were a lot of things wrong with it, and the criticism was very intense, and you could argue justified because it didn't seem like a finished game. So they say, next we want to address 2K20. We've heard and appreciate your feedback and continue to listen to you closely. Since launch, we've released 5 title updates addressing hundreds of reported concerns and have released 4 2K20 Originals DLC expansions to build on and improve the experience. We've also heard your requests to keep the 2K19 servers running, and they will remain active for the time being. They've also talked about their plans for the next installment in the 2K series, not Battlegrounds, the main 2K series. They've put, here's what we're going to do. We are applying what we've learned to the next 2K simulation game with a renewed focus on quality and fun. You could certainly argue that the focus should have been on quality anyway, but I'll let that go. Then they go on to reiterate what we already know, which is that 2K20 is not going to happen. So they've said, as part of that commitment, we are extending the production timeline and will not be releasing a 2K simulation game this fall as we normally would. We want to ensure the developmental team and visual concepts can create a great game that will entertain grizzled 2K veterans as well as newcomers who want to climb through the ropes and step into the ring for the very first time. And then they go on to talk about Supercard and stuff like that, saying Supercard's still great, we're still great, we're 2K. So a lot of takeaways there. First of all, WWE 2K Battlegrounds is out. Looks very arcadey, stylistic. There was a crocodile eating John Cena as well. And then talking about how they're going to improve the next installment of the main 2K franchise, topping off the news that we already know, which is that there is going to be no 2K21. Now let's step away from the video game side of things a bit to talk about real wrestling. It's so real, and basically a veteran of the profession has indicated that he may be stepping back into the ring for one last match. There's no time frame on it, he doesn't say when, but this came about as a little interaction on Twitter. So, a fan asked Lance Storm, I know you're downplaying another match, because Lance Storm is, I don't know if he's officially retired, but he's certainly inactive and has been for many years. I know you're downplaying another match, but is it true that Jericho wants his last match to be against you to bookend his career? Hope you're well, Lance. Stay safe. To which Storm replied, kind of vaguely but very interestingly, he just replied, we've both talked about doing that, which certainly sounds like he's leaving it on the table. Now, some of you may be thinking, why Lance Storm? Why would Jericho want his retirement match to be against Lance Storm? That's because the pair of them came up together in a tag team known as the Thrill Seekers. If you've not watched the Thrill Seekers video montage thing when they first arrive in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, watch it immediately after this video because it's absolutely phenomenal. It's amazing. I can't do it justice enough. Just search Thrill Seekers Rock America or something like that. It's the best wrestling montage ever. It's one of my favorite wrestling related pieces of media ever. It's so good. Lance Storm and Chris Jericho, the Thrill Seekers, coming down from Canada to rock America. It's the best. And I can totally understand as well why Jericho would want that. He seems to have a keen sense of storytelling and referring to the past. He's quite a good historian when it comes to talking about even in his recent feuds with Moxley and stuff like that. He's always been referring back to their past together in WWE. So what better way for Jericho to retire than to go out against, you know, his original tag team partner, Lance Storm? I think it makes total sense. But obviously Storm here has just revealed that they've both talked about it, but they've not actually put any sort of time frame on when Jericho is going to retire or when Lance Storm is potentially going to step back into the ring. I mean, we could be looking at quite a far distance into the future, couldn't we? Because Jericho currently, despite not being the best in-ring that he's ever been, because he's getting on a bit, is at the top of his game when it comes to his promo work, and just, he is one of the biggest and best characters in all of wrestling right now. Next up, some big news featuring one of the top indie promotions in the world, which could also, I guess, have consequences regarding the WWE network. That's right, ICW, or Insane Championship Wrestling, based out of Glasgow in Scotland, have recently revealed that they are about to launch a new app. They issued a press statement saying, yes, we're about to launch the ICW app, where, well, you know what, I'll just read the press statement. But before I do, I should point out that ICW are one of those UK-based promotions, UK and Ireland-based promotions, I should say, who are affiliated with WWE. So you've got ICW, Progress, OTT over in Ireland. In fact, even on continental Europe, you've also got WXW in Germany, for example. And they're kind of, the stories between these promotions and WWE have formed the basis of a lot of the discussion regarding the British wrestling scene over the past couple of years. But even if you're not familiar with ICW, the creation of this app and this press statement that I'm about to read kind of maybe gives us an indication as to something to do with the network in the future. But ICW did announce the creation of a new app, and it'll be available on Google Play and the App Store, well, from last Friday. It's available as of now. The statement goes on, fans of the over-18s professional wrestling product can enjoy instant access to the world of Insane Championship Wrestling wherever they go with the new app. They also say it unites the company's video-on-demand service, tickets, merchandise, and social media accounts at the tap of a button. The features include access to over 700 hours of content on the video-on-demand service, ICW On Demand, watch ICW's biggest shows of the year, documentaries, podcasts, and the weekly flagship show, ICW Fight Club. It's also going to serve as a kind of an app which deals with breaking news, ticket links, the YouTube channel, that's all going to be on there. So basically, they're collecting everything together. But the important thing here for me is that ICW On Demand service. That's because one of the biggest stories regarding the relationships between these promotions and WWE, and even regarding the WWE network over the past few years, has been whether or not WWE are going to start showcasing other promotions on their network. It was supposed to be one of those ideas that Vince was apparently just going totally back and forth on over the past couple of years, and he just changed his mind on a whim regarding the inclusion of such indie promotions on there. This seems to imply that it's not going to happen in the future, or at least that it's not going to involve ICW. I guess it's one of those two possibilities. Because why on earth would ICW, release effectively their own mini version of the WWE network in app form if they were going to be featured on the WWE network, if that makes sense? But anyway, I'm not quite certain what it means myself. We could still see other promotions featured on the network, but it seems as though in recent months Vince has kind of lost enthusiasm for the network as a concept itself. So maybe it's a bit far-fetched to assume that now. I should mention, of course, as well, because they were so nice to issue a press release to us as well, that the official ICW store, icwshop.com, also has a 20% discount on all items until May 15th, so do check that out. And finally, let's talk about AEW's head honcho, not Tony Khan, but Cody Rhodes, who on Twitter recently was talking about a big match that he says he was originally booked to win in WWE before plans changed on the day of the match itself. We've heard about this happen before, very famously at events such as WrestleMania 31 in the main event, where Reigns was scheduled to win and then they snuck Rollins in at the last minute, and it seems like Cody has fallen victim to this also. This came in response to a tweet from a fan who said, "You should have won Money in the Bank 2013 and no one can tell me any different." 2013 was the Money in the Bank ladder match where Cody almost won the briefcase and then was turned on by his ally Damien Sandow, who won the briefcase for himself before subsequently failing to cash it in. Cody responded by saying that 2012 was the year I was winning it, and that changed hours before showtime. But it was one of those unanswered prayers moments that hardship shaped the prickly psycho I've become today. Another good memory. Cody's great in that match too if you watch it. It seems like he's going to win at certain stages before in the end it's Dolph Ziggler who comes in and wins the briefcase. And to be fair, the way that things have turned out since, I don't know if we can really wish for anything different, because obviously Ziggler then went on to have one of the best cash-ins of all time, the Raw after WrestleMania, and Cody went on to do what he's doing now. He also, just a few minutes before that, had commented on a different multi-man ladder match he was in a few years later, WrestleMania 31. WWE shared the match and Cody responded to that saying, "Special match, just group the hungriest guys into a multi-man and see what happens. It was an honour to be part of this. Daniel Bryan gave us all quite a rub here." Good memory. Daniel Bryan obviously won that match, but it wasn't like he was running wild on everyone, and as Cody says, he did. Everyone helped make each other look good. Now, of course, Cody wasn't himself in that match, he was Stardust, but yeah, this made me realise that Cody's been a part of various multi-man ladder matches over the years. He was in the next year's multi-man Intercontinental title ladder match too, as Stardust, when he pulled out the Dusty Rhodes tribute ladder, which Zack Ryder went on to win. Wow, that was... oh. So there we have it, that's all the news for this video. Thank you very much for watching. It has been one hellacious news heavy day. I've been Jack from Cultaholic.com. I'll give you a match recommendation. Let's go for that one. Let's go for the Money in the Bank 2012, which Cody should have won. It's a great one, check it out. And if you've got time, check out the next year's one as well, when he got turned on. They were good ones as well. In fact, I'll open it up. Just check out your favourite multi-man ladder match in WWE history and let me know what that is in the comment section down below. Thanks once again for watching. Stay safe out there, stay positive, and I'll see you very soon.